you guys are all doing well. And if I can't meet with you in the classroom, consider this my offering to you all. So remember, let your body be your guide. If it is restricting you in any way, or the movement causes any pain, don't force yourself through it, right? You need to respect that and make your range smaller, or maybe even find a way to do it without creating any pain. And remember, that's like, you can tone the belly. Sometimes maybe just like putting your palms together and pressing your arms towards one another a little bit can help to stabilize the lower body as we start to like mobilize the neck. So let's start with that. So sit up straight, your attention to your breath, find a spot for your gaze. Broaden through the hands and feet to get a sense of the periphery of your body. You can shift your center of gravity back and forward and back and over to the right and over to the left, just to get a sense of how it's all showing up today. And the invitation is to show up to yourself with compassion, with sensitivity, and really take this time to cultivate a sense of, like as if you were giving your grandchild love when they're feeling sad or hurt. So just treat yourself in that frame of mind. So no matter how you show up, if it's, you're achy and you're old and you're, well, it's okay. Don't make that a problem. Just make this an opportunity to treat your body and take this time to love yourself up. So use the support of the back of the chair, right? If you need it, especially. I know in class I usually have a block to put back there, but I'm just going to presume that you guys don't have blocks at home, so that you're going to have to support your own upper body, right? Broaden through the feet so that the legs are supporting the lower body. And turn your attention to your breath. Nice soft inhale. Exhale completely. And start to add some tone to the low belly. As you exhale, you're adding support around the lumbar, the natural curve in the low back. Right, supporting the spine, which is the most sovereign joint in your whole body. And with that tone in the low belly, on your next inhalation, broaden and lift your rib cage. As you exhale, tone the low belly. Inhale, broaden and lift that rib cage. Keep the shoulders relaxed. And as you exhale, tone that low belly. Again, inhale, broaden and lift. And see if at the end of the inhalation you can maintain that broadness before you exhale. Like if you're wearing a strapless dress, sorry guys, but if you're wearing a strapless dress, you kind of have to broaden that rib cage into the dress to make sure that it stays up. See if you can maintain that expansion as you exhale. Start to tone the low belly. And keep in mind that broadening and lifting the rib cage away from the pelvis. See how that creates space for the space of the diaphragm and starts to build capacity for the container of the breath. You consider the breath is the top of the palate, right? And the bottom is the pelvic floor. So toning that low belly, broaden and lift the rib cage, right? You're creating this space for the container of the breath. Draw the chin in and down. The sternum draws in towards the spine. As you exhale, tone that low belly. Inhale, broaden and lift the rib cage up through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, next time, start to rotate your head to the right. Keep your chin parallel to the floor, and maybe even just slightly tipping so that the chin is drawing towards the base of the skull. And rotate in the opposite direction. Just starting to mobilize the neck. Don't force. If you meet a stuck spot, stay there. Don't force through it. Just keep your range within the space of not forcing, right? If it starts to create any type of fatigue, then you want to just stop, come back to the center, go back to your breath activations. Take a few inhales and exhales. So the next time your head is rotated over to the right, again, tone that low belly, broaden and lift the rib cage, and then start to draw the chin down towards the center of the collarbone on the right side. That's it. You can actively draw that left shoulder away from your left ear, and then float that head up. Exhale, tone that low belly. Inhale, broaden and lift the rib cage all the way up through the crown. Again, start to rotate the head to the left, and then draw that chin down to the collarbone on the left side. Actively draw the right shoulder away from the ear, and then return the head to the center. Just start to take it back and forth. You want to start slow at first, just to check in. You know, if you've got any jank in your neck, don't force through it, right? And also, it's a great opportunity when you notice jank or, you know, anything that's unpleasant in the body, how you show up to it in relationship. Like, what are your thoughts about it? Like, oh, I hate my neck. And if that's what's happening, that's what's happening, right? We all have habits of relating to ourselves, and, you know, maybe it's like, oh, I used to be able to do this and I can't do it now. Well, what the invitation is to just show up to how it is right now, and can you accept it and be like, okay, well, this is where I am, not necessarily where I want to be, and try not to make it a problem, right? Acceptance of reality, like as it actually is. It's like, a different way to go, right? Maybe? Yeah, probably. And then you can start to work within the parameters of what your reality is, not where you used to be or where you want to be, which is in the past or in the future. Like right now is where you can get shit done. All right, so chin to chest, lift the gaze, chin to chest. You can roll that ear to the right shoulder, roll it to the left shoulder, kind of roll that head around. But again, if it hurts, don't do it. Like, see where you can move. I mean, you're at home, right? Watching this, it's just you. See if you can regain tone in the belly, broaden and lift. Maybe you're leaning back, that's not a problem. And just, kind of see how you can start to mobilize your head, your neck, right? There's no right or wrong way to do it unless you're forcing, unless it's causing pain. Then why do you do that? Quit it. You can even take your hands behind your head and press, or come to the wall and lean up against the wall. See how I've got the top of my head? And if you have a hard time getting around, you'll come all the way to the wall and then start to walk your feet out. You can leave your booty and maybe then your head comes back this way, but then you just kind of start to bring the head back. Maybe the hips have to stay out, the arms, lengthening the back of the neck. And if that doesn't work, go down on the floor. Or you stay in your chair and you keep doing what you're doing, right? Here comes my dog. Then here, just gonna lift that head, draw your sternum in and down. Arms can be out to the side, they can be on your chest. Again, you're at home. Nobody's watching you. Take this time to show up for yourself and see if you can find a way to support yourself through the movement. Just move, right? Just move. It doesn't have to be perfect, which is a problem that I have, trying to make sure, oh, I've got to move exactly the right way. Just move. It's like the last thing I want to do is tell somebody how to move and have them hurt themselves. So you have to be responsible for your own shit. All right. So this is what happens. So you know me, I get distracted and I don't have you students around me, so I'm doing the best I can. So once you mobilize the neck, and again, you can be supported in the back of your chair. Scooch your hips forward and scooch your hips back and forth. Or maybe, if that's not available, just one thigh slides forward, the other thigh slides back. Now my hands are like this, left thigh is moving forward, right thigh is moving back. Right thigh is moving forward, left thigh is moving back. Keep your shoulders relaxed, tone the belly, broaden and lift the rib cage. Draw that chin in and down. You want to stack your ribs over your pelvis and keep your center of gravity kind of back. And again, you can do this as you lean into the back of your chair, but try not to let the spine collapse. I can't emphasize enough that, you know, it's the spine is your most sovereign joint, right? So you draw that low belly in, scoop it up. I like to think about the effort is coming in around the lumbar in a way that it doesn't flatten the lumbar. So when you draw your low belly in, I want you to avoid this action. You want to maintain that curve. And then inhale into the space of the bra strap again. Sorry guys, but broaden into the edges of the bra strap, especially in the back and the sides, right? We're also forward always. We don't want to forget about our back. We got to have our own back. So with that tone in place, and again, if you're using the support of the back of the chair, great, no problem, but maintain the spine and then go back to that, drawing one thigh back. Remember, you can do your hands like this. I mean, yeah, sure, if that helps. Or you can just see that one thigh is drawing back, so it's causing a bit of a rotation in the pelvis, right? Excuse me. As the right thigh pulls forward, that's going to draw the right side of the pelvis forward. And then the left thigh draws, and that draws the left side of the pelvis. And then you can get the legs going together, tone that belly, lift the ribs, lift the crown. And you might notice as the right thigh comes back, you might start to get a little bit of a rotation in the rib cage to that direction, but I want you to try to keep the ribs centered so that you're isolating the movement to the pelvis. Now, I'm up on my toes, so don't forget about your legs. But up on my toes just keeps my thighs parallel to the floor, which really is ideally how you want to go. So then you can hinge in the hips. Try not to, don't round the back, right? But I want you to keep your back neutral, right? Neutral spine, no flexion, no extension, neutral. Hinging at the hips. I know a lot of us are locked up in our hips, so maybe the action, as soon as you start to shift your weight forward, if you notice you start to you know, flex, then stop there. There's your end point. Work to get that neutral spine, which is tone that belly, right? Broaden and lift the rib cage, lift through the crown of the head. And then lean it forward and lean it back. So you want to stay in the neutral spine, especially if, you know, if you've got any, you know, jankiness in your back or osteoporosis, man, you really want to keep your spine neutral and, you know, stay out of rotation for sure, but probably even flexion and extension, and just work towards maintaining neutrality in the spine and building core strength. But if that's not an issue for you, you can start to draw your heart towards your spine, tuck your chin towards your chest, but it's not a crunch. You want to keep length in the neck, draw the heart back, and then go into a little bit of cat-cow. Squeeze those shoulder blades. And if that's all going okay, and you don't need to be staying in neutral spine, of course, if you do, stay there. Don't even think, oh, well, maybe I'll try, because then you're just gonna, you know, well, I mean, it's your life, right? So, whatever. Inhale. Oh, squeeze those shoulder blades to do this. And you can do this in neutral spine, right? You really just have to tone that belly. Bring those arms around. Give yourself a hug. Tuck the chin. Inhale. Open. Squeezing those shoulder blades. Arms don't have to be extended out. You can keep your elbows bent. Take the opposite arm on top if you can remember which. You can go into flexion here as long as that's on your list of things that are okay to do. Inhaling, opening. Exhaling, closing. Bring those arms down by the sides. Keep your hands close towards your knees. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, down. Again, tone that belly. Broaden and lift the rib cage. Inhale into that strapless dress. Draw the chin in and down. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Broaden through the feet. Broaden through the hands. Inhale, lengthen the arms from the shoulders to the fingertips. Exhale, bring it down. Again, inhale. Keep your hands where you can see them, right? And so maybe your arms, you don't have the mobility in your shoulders. So just keep it, again, where it's not causing pain or resistance. So I tend to work backwards, right? I get into the movement and then I draw it back. But it would probably be better if you start small and then move to bigger. So again, inhale, like your arms are floating, lengthening from the shoulders to the fingertips. Keep the arms out in front of the body a little bit. Nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, draw your center of gravity back. Keep your shoulders relaxing down. Float those arms down as if you were pressing something, I don't know, like 20%. Hinge forward in your hips. Now you're starting to lift something behind you, but reach those shoulders down to your fingertips. Internally rotate, so the thumbs come in towards the body like you're screwing your arms in towards the body. Then start to take the center of gravity back. You can flex through the spine if that's on your okay list. Lifting those arms out in front. And then come back to neutral spine. Tone that belly, lifting up one vertebrae at a time. externally, so screwing the arms away from the body as if you're carrying down heavy trays that are forcing the arms out of the shoulder joint. Again, honoring any resistance, any pain. Back off. Here's rotation. Again, if you're not a rotating person, don't make it a problem. Maybe just rotate the head if that's available. Or roll your shoulders. You know, there's always something that you can do. See if you can find ways to move in your body that doesn't create pain. And maybe you have pain always, all the time. So, and sometimes movement will help it. But, you know, always go see your doctor and make sure that you're not causing more problems through what you're doing than not. You know, see a healthcare professional who knows what they're doing. So, and I'm not dissing healthcare professionals, but good luck. There are lots of people out there that know how to move correctly, and there's lots of people out there who don't. So anyway, I'm rambling, and bleh. So come back in towards stillness. Return your attention to your breath. Broaden through the hands and feet. Get intentional with your breath. Broaden and lift the rib cage. On the inhale, exhale, tone that low belly. Draw it in, scoop it up. Soften the eyes. Soften the jaw. At the end of the next exhalation, start to engage that left leg down like you've got a leash underneath of it, and lift that right thigh. And then set the right leg down, soften out of that, press the right leg down and lift the left. Keep toning the belly, right? Lift the ribs, blah, blah, blah. So that as you start to lift and lower your legs, that you're not getting a lot of movement in the upper body, and you know, you might have to have some, and that's not wrong, but the invitation is to isolate the movement to the legs, and you might have to shift your weight from side to side, but just try to keep everything soft. You know, when you start to accumulate tension, that's where I want you to stop. Return your attention to the breath. And then you can start to add the arms, right? See how this is the walking pattern. It's opposite leg, opposite arm. Legs don't have to come up that far, right? Just a little, just initiating that action is something, right? Don't think just because, oh, I can't do that. Well, whatever, no big deal. And so maybe your hands stay on your lap and you just march out with the feet. But if it's available, Ooh, no. Opposite arm, opposite leg. Tone that belly, lift that chest, and you can start to lift it higher and higher and higher. Bring that right arm out in front. So you're starting to bring a little bit of heat to the body. 3, 2, 1. Inhale up. Exhale those hands down to your thighs. Neutral spine. Tone that low belly. Broaden and lift into the rib cage. Hinge it forward. Use your arms to press the upper body back. Inhale up. Internally rotate those arms. Hinge forward. Reach the arms back, but you're pressing something up. Good. Inhale. Bring those palms facing up. Hands on your shoulders and make circles. Again, let your shoulders be your guide. Release those arms down. Internally rotate. Press the arms up. Externally rotate. Arms come up over your side. Palms come together. Down in front of your heart. Rotate the head to the right. Rotate the head to the left. Draw your head back to the center. Bow that head down towards your chest. Draw your heart towards your spine. Tone that low belly. Relax the face. Relax the jaw. Return your hands to your lap. If you're away from the back of the chair, you can go ahead and situate yourself back so that you're leaning into the back of the chair. Just kind of slide your weight from side to side. Tuck that chin down. And then draw your chin towards the base of the skull in an effort to lengthen the back of the neck. Draw the sternum in and down. Again, this is if flexion in your neck and spine is indicated for your body. Lift the gaze, lift the heart if you're not sure. You know, if it causes pain, don't do it. If it causes pain after class, you know, maybe things shift around. You know, you just got to listen to your body. Your body is your own best teacher. And, you know, sometimes in order to become more mobile, you have to go through periods of adjustment, and right, things move around, and so that can cause pain. But if the pain persists, then you're gonna need to, you know, pay attention to when you're moving and how you're moving. We have that ability, right? As babies, we learned how to move by figuring it out ourselves. So we have it in us. We've done it before, we can do it again. So I feel like I've been rambling, but I also feel like that's just the way I go. So I am hopeful that this video is helpful, and that if you have any questions, reach out in the comments, and I will do my best to clear up anything that needs clearing up. So just take a moment to return your attention to your body and to the support of the chair. Place your hands in a comfortable position. Return your gaze to a spot on the floor, or you can close your eyes. Place the tongue on the roof of the mouth, soften the jaw. And observe your breath as it draws in and down into the body. Relax your face. Subtly lift those ribs and crown up towards the sky. You might notice the force of gravity keeping you connected to the chair, to the floor. And draw the inhale into the space of the ribs, into the center of the body there, like just below the space of the heart. You might even consider that the breath, this is using your imagination, right? That you inhale in through the heart and exhale out through the heart. From that area of your body. Really that the breath comes in from all directions, below, beside, above, and leaves the body in all directions. And you might even consider that as you inhale, that you're receiving energy, perhaps love, compassion, joy. This is where I like to imagine my grandchildren and the sensation that I feel when I'm with them, or my dog when she smiles at me. And let that fill up the space below and around my heart. And then exhaling out in all directions, that sense of joy and wonder and love. Over and over. As my daily practice to keep me centered in love. Because goodness gracious alive, if there's one thing that we could all use more of right now, it's like love and compassion and joy and laughter. So it's my hope that you can go out and do that today. It's gonna be a great day. Way to show up if you made it this far. Whew, good for you. I really love to hear it if you did, because it seems like a lot, but anyway, I love you guys, I miss you guys, and I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I'll let you know when I'm going to be in town. Go out there, take care of yourself, drink lots of water, keep moving.